Welcome back to Space Games and Space Beer. This is the third of an introductory session that I am playing through, kicking off what I'm really hope will be a long romp through Starfield, role-playing as a character heavily inspired by our national treasure, Dolly Parton. Today, we are drinking the Ecliptic Brewing Flamingo Planet Guava Blonde Ale Seasonal. I have had this before and I fucking love it. And I think it is going to be a great conclusion to the evening. Oh man, this stuff is delicious. Ecliptic just keeps making like big wins for me. Not only is it all space themed, but it's also delicious. We might have some problems. My cat is demanding my attention this evening. He's being a little ornery about it, but we're gonna push through. He can deal with it. We'll get kitty snuggles later. Anyway, we're gonna pick up where we left off. We have acquired a starship after acquiring some weird artifact, and now we are on our way to do we're going to drop it off at this explorers group called Constellation. We had to take a little bit of a side venture to kill some pirates that were hunting us down, which nicely ended in a bit of a diplomatic solution. I convinced them to leave me alone. Go Dolly. Spread some positivity and joy through the universe. Be yourself. Here we go. Now from here, we can either board it and run through the ship, or just go right to the cockpit. I'm just gonna go right to the cockpit.
Captain Harper, to reach the launch, we must jump to the planet Jemison in the Alpha Centauri system, and then land in the city of New Atlantis. Do not worry, this will all become second nature before too long.
I like to go to space and do all this, so it's just a lot more entertaining for me. We could fast travel, but I'm playing a space game. I'm gonna fly through space. Oh, gotta power up my grav engine. You only need to put one in there. But the more you put in, the quicker the jump.
Starship Frontier, this is United Colonies Security. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. No contraband detected. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
Alright, so fun story. I can pop this into my scan mode, and you can just look around and see all these spaceships around you. These little arrows, they point to both planets and spaceships. You can communicate with any of them. Like, hey, what's up?
Trade Authority at your service. Looking for something?
Heard anything you interest?
Ever caught a razor derby match? Whew, you gotta be a special kind of crazy to compete in that game.
All right then, let's trade.
I've got some cargo that could use a good home.
I don't need any of those. And I ain't got much money. But I'll see if I can sell you some stuff. Anything worth selling? I can get rid of these decks of cards. That'd be nice. There we go. Oh yeah. Sellable weapons. Get rid of that rip shank. Hey, that ain't for me. Oh, Mr. Kitty Pants. I know. You want to snuggle. We'll have to snuggle some other time, though. Tonight I'm in space, and unfortunately, there are no cats in space. I like that look, but I like that look better. So I'm going to sell that one. There we go. Anyway, there you go. Random trade.
Let me guess. Protocol Indigo again? And here's your new captain. My crew can take a look at your ship, and you can stop by the Trade Authority kiosk if you need to offload some cargo. Nothing for us to do. You're in good flying condition.
I'm not going to deal with any of this right now. Once we start dealing with the ship, we'll come back.
Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
Let's get to hoofing, Vasco. Give me a metal power jug.
I can assure you this unprovoked attack on a United Colonies research facility will not go unanswered. We'll get you settled into your new assignments as soon as possible. For you, Bobby, that includes meeting your new foster parent.
My parents aren't dead. They just took a different shuttle. I'll see them when they get here.
Oh, well, of course, that's sure possible. We'll just...
Helena Chambers, ID SSCOM 1327 HCHA. I was the station administrator. I'll need to report to MAST ASAP for a full debrief. My treatment thus far has been entirely unacceptable.
Any authority you had was forfeit the moment House Varun zealots breached the station's perimeter, and you failed to initiate proper evacuation protocols. Thank you for your service. We'll find you a new position commensurate with your experience. And Mr. Bosch, let me just say how honored I am to meet you. By all accounts, you're the only reason anyone made it out of there alive.
Well, just glad I still remembered my flight basics. It had been a while. So was shooting a gun.
I read all about New Atlantis. So cool! Is it true the Nat train goes 5,000 miles an hour? Or that citizens get special discounts? Or that the whole city celebrates when it's your birthday? Mine's June 11th, by the way. My parents took me to Aquila City last year. It kinda smelled, but I don't smell anything here.
No, yes, no, and I will certainly mark June 11th on my calendar. As for Aquila City, well, the air purifiers here in New Atlantis are state-of-the-art.
Ugh, Tequila City? Oh, don't even get me started on those simpletons.
A little unfair, don't you think? Three-star Rangers helped me out quite a bit a couple years back. Got ambushed by spacers near Narion. They assisted, no questions asked. Even helped with some repairs so I could do an emergency jump home. Good people.
In any event, you all must be exhausted. Just give me a moment to coordinate some details with security.
May I help you? Guess you caught some of that, huh? The galaxy is at peace and somehow seems more dangerous than ever. Spacers, House Varun, Crimson Fleet, everyone trying to grab their piece. What happened to the early days, huh? When we just float through the stars and dream.
Spacers? Who are they?
Really? You must have been hiding under a moon rock your whole life if you've managed to dodge those assholes. They're basically a bunch of space scumbags. Fly around, attack, and rob anyone they see. They're pretty disorganized and easy to fend off until they aren't. They're a different beast than the Crimson Fleet. Generally speaking, pirates want your stuff, so they can occasionally be reasoned with. Spacers, though, they tend to shoot first and ask questions never.
House Varun? What's that?
Not what, who. How to describe House Varun? Well, imagine a bunch of colonists who set off into the stars ages ago, disappeared, and then re-emerged as a sort of religious society. Faction, or cult, whatever you want to call them. They believe in some sort of celestial deity called the Great Serpent. Real nightmare fuel kind of stuff. About 100 years back, they picked a fight with pretty much everyone in the settled systems. I guess your school never covered the Serpent's Crusade, huh? We eventually made peace, sort of. Then they just disappeared. They're out there somewhere, or so folks assume. The ones that attacked us, they were the hardliners, for sure. You meet those guys, you run. You understand me?
So you've run into the Crimson Fleet too, huh?
Yep, that I have. Had to dump a load of cargo just last year. Microscopes. Can you believe that? Guess you can sell anything these days. Pirates are a tricky lot. In space, they're all about the hit and run. They jump in, steal your stuff, and get out of there fast. Keep your cool, and you can generally talk your way out of it, so long as you're not too attached to your valuables. Stumble upon them planet-side, though, and their trigger fingers get much itchier.
Some of us are still dreaming.
Well now, you don't know how glad I am to hear you say that. I'm right here with you, my friend. How can you not look up to the cosmos and just be overwhelmed by its beauty? So much possibility, so much hope, even despite recent events. Ricardo Bosch. I was the lead researcher on the station that got attacked. It was business as usual until those House Varun crazies swarmed in, spouting their scripture or whatever it was. Even the Marines were overwhelmed. Honestly, I'm just lucky to have made it out of there in one piece. We all are. Now, I just want to get back to work. Where is that woman? Another time, then.
So this encounter is one that you can just run past.
What? No, just
And
no,
miss.
go
Oh,
away.
no. Oh, God. No, die. Die in a fire. So you can just run past this and completely miss this entire interaction. But if you stop and listen, you get a little bit of background history about the game, the setting, and the factions, and even there's a little bit in there where he's talking about, oh, microscopes. You can sell anything? Yes, you can sell anything. And microscopes, well, I don't think they usually, I don't think they come up to like that whole value to weight ratio of 1,000, but if you are the kind who likes looting, they're up there with the valuable items. Anyway, let's keep moving. Something else you're gonna notice is that as we're moving through the city, we're just gonna randomly hear conversations, and those conversations might have little quest notifications. They get added to like a miscellaneous list. I think they're like the Radiant quest if you're familiar with Skyrim. You can follow them or not, but they can lead you to some interesting events.
As you enter the city, please keep moving.
So there's this head tracking bug. It's very annoying. There we go.
This is New Atlantis Transit, or the NAT. It provides free transportation throughout the city. We can take it directly to the Mast District.
Another day, another credit.
The water is quite aesthetically pleasing, or so Barrett has told me. New Atlantis relies on advanced hydroelectrics for most of its power.
Does Radcliffe even need to be involved?
President Abeyo wants to foster relations, not fracture them. Keep up.
We'll make sure she knows, ma'am.
Good. I'll see you at the 11:30 then.
Wish that bartender at the viewport would stop complaining to security. I don't know what she lost, but she won't get it back by annoying us.
See, there we go. Got a quest. Just popped up. We're going to ignore it though. Eye on the prize.
Well, it's official. She said she found someone else.
Sometimes that's just how things are.
We may be in a United Colonies city, but Constellation is an entirely neutral entity, and always has been. Here we are, the lodge. The front door should unlock if you hold up the watch that Barrett gave you. I have messaged the other members of Constellation. They will be waiting for us inside. Captain Harper, everyone will be in the library, just inside. If Barrett were here, he'd probably tell you that you're part of something bigger now, and he hopes you'll make this place your home.
Oh, please. Ridiculous. Easiest bet I'll ever win.
We appear to have a visitor.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't?
Why don't we start with you telling me what Constellation is?
Very well. This is a private organization dedicated to exploration. Space primarily, but also anomalies throughout the settled systems. It's inherently dangerous work, so if one of our own doesn't show up as planned, then we tend to have questions. Speaking of which, where is Barrett?
Pirates attacked. Barrett asked me to deliver the artifact.
I see. Vasco, verify.
All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But that didn't happen. She's here, with the artifact.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything?
It was bright lights and music.
Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, Country, if you expect us to believe in fairy tales...
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
But gentlemen, can we please focus? Noel, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
So these things, I have a mod that highlights them in green, but they give you they're magazines. They give you little bonuses. This one reduces fall damage by a whopping 5%. Here we go.
That's it. Just like the others.
And to imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves...
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Country?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting, now would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So, are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours?
You want me in Constellation? What does that mean? What's expected?
We're all here because we're committed to exploring space. Humanity may have settled the stars, but that doesn't mean we should stop diving into the unknown. Beyond that, you'll be expected to use your own judgment, just like the rest of us.
So how much do you know about these artifacts? What are they?
Individually, they're just odd hunks of metal, another oddity from the uncharted reaches of space. As to what they are, what they're building, well, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
All right, I'm in. Tell me what happens next.
You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here, but you'll meet them soon. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to us. In addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? You'll need it out in the field anyway. Just mind your head.
Your father dropped by. He left a note for you. Here.
My father stopped. Oh, that's right. That's right. I did the parents. Oh, I gotta check up on them. Okay, well, let's see that actually. Let's do that right now. Note from Dad. Dear Molly Harper, you could stop by home. It's something I want to talk to you about. Nothing urgent. I'd sure like to see you. Where's home? Okay, all right. Let's see. Toggle which is being tracked. You can track one. So, okay. Fun story. You can track one mission, or most people that I've talked to online are completely unaware that you can actually turn on tracking for all missions. One or all. Take your pick. I might have to look up online how this whole family thing works out. But I don't really know where my home is. Anyway, let's talk to these guys. Let's sit up by the fire.
Everyone here is worth learning from. Yes, even the kid.
All right, Walter, talk to me, buddy.
Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line.
Huh. Guess it's been a while.
I've been called worse.
Still doesn't excuse it. My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our ventures. Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we? Walter Stroud, CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Constellation, and oft-times grumpy old man. Welcome aboard.
I'm a bit put off by the tutorial message won't go away, but we're gonna bear through it. All right. I hope the drinks are at least free.
Yes, well, a stocked bar is a treat I think Constellation can afford. For now. But if you clean us out, you're on your own. By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the Lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment. Spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few raw resources from a nearby planet, that is. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have to build what you need.
What kind of company is Stroud Eklund?
We're most well known for ship manufacture. No expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud Eklund ship modules on less than reputable vessels. They covet them. The bastards. I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days.
Do you think the vision I had means anything?
Up until very recently, I'd likely have dismissed it as, I don't know, hallucinations. But now, I'm not sure what to think. I don't suppose you have a history of this sort of thing, do you?
Oh, sure. I see lights. I hear music all the time. It's a non-stop party in my head.
Well, clearly the sarcasm center of your brain is intact. I'm no scientist. I leave that to the likes of Barrett and young Noel there. But I think we can all agree there's something unusual going on here. Frankly, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in years.
What's your role in Constellation?
Me? Why, I'm the wallet. Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to good use. I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Mateo, but I can make sure that they have the resources they need. And, as you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here.
This isn't where I'd expect to find a CEO.
Funny thing about companies, you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more esoteric pursuits. For years, I was captivated by the writings of Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks. I finally decided to do something more than admire from a distance, and so now I call the lodge home as much as anywhere else. Until next time.
I feel like I've been waiting my whole life.
Whoa.
Constellation, the artifacts. That doesn't sound crazy, does it?
Mind putting your
Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the artifacts and nothing else. You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Mateo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well, an explorer like you. It's really good to have you with us.
You don't fool me for a moment.
Take care of
Walter.
yourself.
You love it and you know it.
I've
Yeah,
occasionally had my doubts about Constellation as an investment. But now, well, it's clearly money well spent.
Okay. I must have interrupted something. Let's get back to this. All right, here we go. There we go.
Oh, bet you never expected to end up involved in something like this.
What brought you to Constellation?
Well, there was some overlap in interests. I'd spent years searching for religious relics from human history. I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation. After a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join Constellation.
What do you make of the vision I saw?
I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation, but you know, if the label fits.
You think this was a religion experience?
Not necessarily, no, but it does kind of have the hallmarks of one, doesn't it? I'm certainly not going to rule it out just yet.
I know it's important. I can feel it.
It has to be, right? All of this is connected. We just need to figure out how and why. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means more artifacts.
The artifacts all came out of caves?
Second one was on Kazal, buried, the same as the one you found. But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight. Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust? You're doing great out there.
Lately, I find myself spending more and more time here. Business has appealed to me, but this is exciting.
What do you want me to fucking do? Got it. What? Oh, thank God. Okay.
It's been quieter around here ever since Vladimir went to live on the Eye full time. That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noelle. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us.
How long have you been working on all this?
Well, Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion. It's a shame he isn't here to see this.
Vision I saw. What do you think it was?
Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something, an energy surge, some other phenomenon.
Barrett saw something too?
He did. At the time, well, it's Barrett. We weren't sure if he was kidding around. Clearly, he wasn't.
This wasn't random synapses firing. That means something.
Sure, I'm not trying to suggest otherwise. I wasn't there when it happened. I'm just thinking it through. That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right?
You seem to know a lot about these artifacts.
Oh, gosh. No, I mean, that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know, and that means a lot of work ahead of us.
I was wondering about other types of exploration work besides the artifacts.
Of course. There's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet.
Let me know how I can help you learn more.
Well, right now nothing's off the table. Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition, I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology. I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're gonna be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Organic stuff. Got it.
There's a galaxy chock full of resources. The more data I have, the more thorough an analysis I can do. And if it sweetens the deal, I can pay. Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep.
Sarah said something about a place for me to stay.
Planning on sticking around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour. Right. So you've seen the library, obviously. Walter is quite proud of the collection, but Mateo has made more than a few contributions. Gardens are out the doors there, if you need a moment of quiet contemplation. Emphasis on the quiet part, at least usually. Let's head upstairs. Sebastian Banks, Constellation's founder, had this place built decades ago. It was a big to-do at the time, but most people in the city have forgotten we're here. So this is the bar. Usually no tender, so help yourself. Within reason, of course. Now let's see about that room. You're in luck. We were almost at max occupancy already, but there's still one room up for grabs. It's been nice having the place so full. Okay, this'll be you. Common room on one side, so that'll be quiet, and Mateo on the other side, so maybe a little less quiet. I'm sure Sarah has something planned for each of us, so I'd better get back to it. Don't want to keep her waiting too long. Enjoy!
All right. Bedroom. Very nice. Oh, watch case. If you pre-ordered the Constellation edition, you got a physical version of one of these. I did not. Okay, well. Storage, apparently infinite. Nice. Well, I'm gonna call it here. This is about to begin a long series of adventure, and we're at like 40 minutes, so we'll consider this part 1. Join us next time for part 2 of Constellation Adventures in Starfield. Thanks for watching. I've been drinking the Ecliptic Flamingo Planet Guava Blonde Ale. It's delicious. I might have another after this is over, but I think I am done for the evening. So I hope you enjoyed these, and I'll catch you next time.